So today we have this Mustang Mach-E and we're gonna do the installation video for the headlight. So let's get started. Before doing the installation for the headlight, we wanna make sure we lift the hood. That way we have room to work around here. Once we have the hood open, the next thing is just making sure the panel is clean before we start with the installation. So before we put it, as usual, we want to apply slip solution on the film and then on the lens. That way we're able to move the film to the position we want to before doing the installation. Once you have it in place, then we start with the installation. Once we put the film on the headlight, the next thing is just aligning the film itself to the design of the headlight. So we want to make sure we lift the film, and then with slip solution, we align it to the edge of the headlight here. If you need to, you can lift the film up, and it has to go just right on the edge on the corner here, and make sure it's aligned on the bottom as well. Once you have it in place, the next thing is tacking it down. So we apply our Tack Solution, lift the film up, make sure it's still aligned, and then with Tack Solution and your squeegee, start tacking it down in place. That way it doesn't move when we stretch to the other side. The next thing is stretching the film to the other end, so let's do that. Once we have it secured on this end, the next thing is stretching the film, and while we're stretching, we want to make sure the film is aligned to the pieces of the headlight. You are going to notice the headlight does have small little designs here. That is because the headlight itself comes with these little curves, so we made it to where the film goes on the edges here, and it covers this. Remove the film, apply slip solution, stretch. But remember, keep in mind when you're stretching, make sure it's aligned as well. Stretch it there. So we want to tack it down here. Right here it's aligned. We want to make sure it's tacked down. We're going to apply our Tack Solution. So we want to lift the film up. Apply Tack Solution on the bottom and on the top. Start squeegeeing the solution out, and make sure when you're squeegeeing, the film is aligned to the design of the headlight. So you just want to take your time, make sure it's aligned. Once you have this part tacked down, then we could stretch again to remove any fingers that might pop up here. So to help you stretch, make sure your hands are dry, get a better grip, and then just stretch, and then tack down as you go. So apply Tack Solution on the top and start tacking down. Once you have most of the fingers gone, you could proceed to move on. The rest of them, we could remove them with heat. We just want to make sure the whole film is aligned. So next thing, since we stretch, the film should start aligning to the other design of each headlight. So it should be there. Make sure everything's aligned, and it should match there. Once it's matched here, we're going to tack it down little by little. Lift the film, start tacking down little by little. And remember, with heat, we could remove all the small little fingers. And then here, we're just going to align the film one more time to the edge here. So right here, we're going to align the film to the edge again, just one last time. You don't need to tack down as long as just aligned to the design. And then the last thing here, you're going to notice that the headlight does come with this little, let's call it bump. Once we stretch it to this edge and tack it down with Tack Solution, with heat, the film starts to curve to the design of the bump. So it shouldn't be a problem. The only thing we just need to watch out is when we're applying the Tack Solution, we remove all the moisture that's going to be on the back of the film. So that's pretty much it that we need to keep an eye out on. We want to make sure we stretch it, and it should meet the edge of the headlight here. And then with Tack Solution, spray so it could hold in place. And it should be like that. And then try to remove all the solution that's on the back. Okay, once you have it here, like I said, we're going to need to apply heat. Grab your heat gun, and while holding it in place, heat this portion here. That way it starts molding to the curve here. Once I applied the Tack Solution with heat and with my finger, just helping the film mold to the curve here. Right here, when you're trying to curve the film, just try to apply a little bit of pressure, not too hard where you're gonna move the film, but just enough to help place it on this curve right here. And right here, we're just gonna seal it with Tack Solution and then apply heat. So lift just a bit, apply it, tack it down, and then with heat. We got this down. We're gonna start working on the remaining parts right here. So we wanna make sure everything is sealed and there's no fingers everywhere. So we're just gonna apply heat and Tack Solution. And once you finish installing everything and everything's secured, the last thing would be to post heat the whole area. So we want to post heat the edges, and we want to post heat anything that needs to be sealed. That way over time the film doesn't start picking up. So it's important to post heat everything after you're done with installing. So let's post heat. Okay, so that concludes the installation for the headlight for the Mach-E. Pretty simple installation. The only thing you just have to keep in mind is when you're stretching, everything is aligned, and we want to make sure each piece is aligned to each part of the headlight, and then just molding the curve here towards the end. And then after you're done, post heat everything. That way everything is secured. But other than that, if you guys do have any other questions about the installation, feel free to message us or comment below, and we'll be happy to help you guys out. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next video.